What's going on YouTube? Majestic Lewis with you, and on today's video I'm bringing Mega Steelix. This team was actually picked by my daughter. She select each and every one of the Pokemon that I have in the team, and this is like the IV what I came up with. If you guys want to check it out, that's the rental team. But let's check our first match of the day. Looking at it, when I saw the Gardevoir and Whimsicott, I was like, Steelix can actually eat in here. I was mainly concerned with the Sneasler and Gumshamp, and actually King Gambit. I wasn't too worried about Cineroar, but I went with my Weird Deer. Typically, it has Intimidate, but in this occasion, I went with Frisk. I'm starting to like that ability instead of Intimidated. As much as actually good, but yeah, let's check our first match with this lead, and let's see what they're cooking with. They lead with Sneasler and Whimsicott, when I'm leading with my Weird Deer and Amaru. I don't know how to pronounce that name. Some of these new Pokemon, they're hard for me to pronounce. Apologize for that, but let's get back to the match. Over here I'm trying to see what I can do. I was like, well, I can go for Trick Room, or I can go right away for the offensive, as I know they're gonna go for some try to move to knock me out, which they went for CC. I'm like, well, I can at least hold one of them, and they go for Moonblast. I thought they were gonna target the other slot, but they didn't. They want to double it into it, trying to knock it out as soon as possible. But I was like, nah. So bulky. We go with knock Whimsicott, which is looking back, I was like, well, I should have took out the bigger threat, which it was Sneasler, but we took it down with Weird Deer. You're boosting our defense, trying to be as beefy as possible, even though that we are low in health. I don't think we'll be able to hold any attack. Now they went with Gardevoir and Gumshamp, and I'm trying to see, I'm like, well, they're probably gonna target my Weird Deer because it has low health, so I can kinda go for an attack and try to see if I can do some damage before my Weird Deer goes down. That's why I'm thinking, like, what can I do now? Still have Steelix in the back. I went for a Helping Hand since I know Weird Deer is gonna go down. And Gardevoir, it wants for Protect. I don't know why. I'm assuming they're scouting for what I'm doing. We got lucky there. We avoid the attack. Fortunately, Weird Deer went down. Now before we went with a Hiya. We took some damage. And I'm like, well, looking at this, I'm trying to see what could be the best outcome. Like, I know Gardevoir protect. It cannot protect again, so I can go directly for the attack, as I know that I can resist, or at least take a hit. So I'm like, well, I can protect my Amaru, or go for an attack, but I'm like, well, protect seems the better option, and this Gardevoir is gonna have a hard time, even though they're going for the Mega. They're trying it to be all pretty over there, but now before I'm like, hey, I got a Mega as well. Look at me, I'm pretty too. And I'm waiting over here with a protect. I'm like, yep, can't do nothing to me. They go for another Rock Slide. Yep, nothing's happening. I'll take that for breakfast. And they go for Hyper Boost. That's gonna do some damage, but not as much. And we go heavy slam. Fortunately, they can't resist that. And we take it with a one hit knockout. Thank you for being pretty. But they decide enough is enough. Garchomp can't do much. But now we jump into our next match of the day. Now, looking at this one, this is the only downfall for this team, the Sun team, especially with the Asumaro in there. This is why I'm glad she picked Maru, this one, like at least this version. The other one has the same ability, but having Flash Fire, I can kind of like fake them with, you know, being Steelix in and switch, and my fire will be boosted. But I'm like, yeah, it might not do me any good in this match, which is the reason why I didn't want it to leave with Steelix or bring it up at all. I was actually debating. I was like, should I not? Like, there's a reason why I'm making this video, but I want to showcase the other team members of the team. So that's why I was like, well, feel like the best option here is gonna be the Tyrantrum or Torterra. But I'm like, let's go with Tyrantrum and, you know, show what this dragon can do, even though it doesn't have no dragon move. They leave with Island Flame and Garchomp, things like that. Pokemon is in every team, like ever since I started, you know, playing on the rank ladder again. But here I'm like, well, I can kind of predict that Island Flame is gonna protect, trying to avoid a fake out, and, you know, me breaking their Gale Wind. So I guess they're, you know, thinking of what to do or what they're gonna have for lunch today. I go fake out, even though I have rough skin. I'm like, well, that's okay. And they go for Taunt. I say, oh, that's not what I was expecting. And now I can set up, you know, Trick Room. I'm like, well, I gotta make the best of what I have right now. I'm like, well, I can boost my defense to the point where, you know, at least I can take hit from, you know, their offense with Weird Deer. You know, they're setting Tailwind now. They go for Rock Slide. Kangas can avoid it. Weird Deer take it like a champ. He's like, yep, doing nothing to me today. Life Respect is doing a decent amount of damage. We hit him. We boosted our defense. Now we're beefy. And now I'm debating. I'm like, is having the defense worth, you know, staying in here, you know, keep doing damage, and try to, you know, wait it out and be able to do Trick Room before Charizard comes into the field. And I'm like, well, I can at least do damage and get rid of there's two Pokemon that they have on the field, knowing how much damage Last Resort did to the Garchomp the previous turn. They went for dual Wind Beam, didn't do much. Earthquake, trying to, you know, knock us out. We take that. This is why I like to lead this way with this team, so that way, you know, I can have some type of cover before I go all Trick Room, like Trick Room mode. Now we get rid of their second Pokemon. We're beefy over there. We're beefy good. the taunt is, it ran away. We can actually click Trick Room. And there is Charizard. And the famous Venusaur. And I'm assuming they want Venusaur to be, as fast as possible. And they're gonna do some type of mega, so that way Venusaur is boosted and go for like some type of heat wave. That's why I was like, well, let me withdraw Kangaskhan, bring Maru. They're doing the mega. Now Venusaur is fast, one speedy frog. They knocked me out with a slush bone. I was like, oh, fortunately now I can, set up Trick Room. And as predicted, they went for a heat wave. That's often what they do. They either go for heat wave, solar beam, and I have seen it use air slash. But now that I have my Kangaskhan in, usually they try to go for protect on Charizard, and often they do protect on Venusaur. So this was like a 50-50 gamble that I took. I was like, well, I can go fake out into Venusaur and go for an attack, try to be sneaky. And because they did mega, it cannot resist a fire attack. Now they're trying to get rid of my Kangaskhan. I'm like, whoop, that's okay. Actually targeting your buddy right next to you. You take it down. I was like, yes. The big threat that I have is gone. Even though my defense, special defense went down. I seen they typically use white herb for that. But in this, I was like, well, Chocoberry, I feel like it's gonna go better in case I had to, do Earthquake itself with Steelix. But I have my Dragon, even though it doesn't have no Dragon move. So well, I can go for an attack. I thought they were gonna actually target my right side and leave Tyrantrum alone, but nope. They keep spamming Solar Beam. I'm assuming that's their best attack move to hit me with. So we over here munching. I'm like, nope, let me eat a little bit of fruit before I take a bite of you. And I'm like, well, I can go for a double attack. There's nothing that they can do. And they decided to leave as well. We ended with 2 forfeits so far with this team. But not before we check our bonus of the day. If you guys made it this far of the video, I just want to say thank you. If you're liking this type of content, consider subscribe so you can support the channel and we can keep growing. But let's jump back in our bonus match of the day. And we're leading with Steelix in the back. But not before we bring Weird Deer to see if we can set up Trick Room. It looks like today is being non-stop Charizard and Garchomp and the rank ladder. Seen it more often than not. I'll be here, well, I can set a Trick Room right away, go for Fake Out. I'm trying to see which one will, protect. Usually they go for an attack. And this is why I like to have a Frisk, so that way I know what they have. So if, for example, they have Choice Scarf, I know they will be locked in on one move, and I can fake out that slot. So I'll go for Fake Out. Charizard, I was like, nope, you can't do nothing now. They go for Rock Slide. We avoid it. I'm like, nope, can't hit me. And I was praying for no flinch. We got Trick Room. Now we are set. Now I was debating if I want to, switch out and, just go full Trick Room in this match. But I'm like, I came this far with, this 2. Let me see if I can, do some damage. Try to expire the sun and see what I can do with this lead that I have. And knowing that last respect Charizard is gonna do, some damage. I was like, well, I can leave it here. I can leave it here. But they go for protect. I was like, okay, protect. And I miss. But last respect connect. And I'm like, oof, that's good damage. Good damage. But they go for a little snack of their own. They're healing. They go for earthquake. I'm like, oh, they're gonna hit me. And they did. They lower, our health. We're a little crippled right here. See what I can do. I was like, well, I gotta make the best of this match. I gotta show my viewers what this team is capable. They go for protect. I was like, whoo, thank you. I know Charizard can't go for protect, so I'm gonna target that slot, buddy. We boost our defense. And I'm like, kapow. See you later. So I thank you for protect. That gave me a free turn. I was like, what do you have in the bag? They got a Whimsicott. I was like, ooh, nice. I'm like, let me check what I have. I still got turns of Trick Room. I'm like, well, they protect that slot. I can target it and see if I can, get rid of it. I was like, now looking back, I was like, I should have targeted that slot specifically just because, they protect on the previously turn. But I was like, well, I can target that Whimsicott, lower a little bit, break the focus sash. And, I was banking of surviving an earthquake with Kangaskhan. As they go for 1. And we did. We took it like a champ. I was like, ooh, God, I did. But I know I'm like, Garchomp is gonna protect. Kinda, stall the Trick Room. And I'm like, I can target Rotom and try to get it out before it can cause some, problem. I'm like, typically they're running Choice Scarf as well, being fast. But because we're in Trick Room, I am slow, but I'm fast. We target that slot. I was like, yep, that's good damage. We are boosting our defense. You're one weird deer strong over there. Now we took out the Rotom Wash. We're over here knocking them left and right. Now I know that their last Pokemon is on the Whimsicott. I'm like, well, I can leave it alone and kind of like target Garchomp now, just because they protect in the previous turn. I was like, well, I can go for the sneaky protect and switch out, and in case Weird Deer goes down, I can bring Kangaskhan back in and I can have a fake out. And I guess they're thinking what is gonna be their best move as I'm switching. I got my big boy, I got Steelix. They protect. I was like, oh, return. They targeted with a Moon Blast. I was like, no, can you take it? Nope, we cannot. Weird Deer goes down. I was like, oh, well, at least I have my Kangaskhan in the back. I can hope for the fake out into Garchomp and knock that out with the fake out. I know I'm gonna go down with the rough skin, by me touching it, but I'm hoping that I can, with Heavy Slam into Whimsicott, I'm hoping that I can knock it out or even lower it enough that when Torterra comes in, the game will be pretty much over at that point. We show then our Mega. I go for the fake out. I was like, yep, we got that on us. I was like, oh, we go down. I was like, no, that's fine. I was worried that they were gonna do like Earthquake. They would have knocked Whimsicott, but it's not the end. I was like, well, I can jump on top of this Whimsicott and knocked it out. I was like, see ya. And yes, another they got Tailwind, and we're up by one, well, by 2 Pokemon. They only have 1. I was like, well, the only thing that they can do is kind of like go for an attack, and I can just, you know, go for an attack as well. They can knock both of us. Well, if they knock one, the other one's gonna stay alive, and you know, we're gonna get this W. But yeah, guys, this is the end of the video. If you like it, if you made it this far, thank you again, much appreciate. You want me to try any team in mind that you might have, let me know in the comment section and I'll try it on the channel. But yeah, guys, bye.